Hey everyone, I'm Emma, and welcome back to Speak English Daily. This is the channel where you practice real English, not study it. Every session, one real skill. No grammar tables, no textbooks, just you speaking. Here is something every English learner knows. You can practice sentences. You can prepare answers. You can know exactly what you want to say, and then someone asks you something unexpected, and everything stops. Not because you don't know English, because you didn't have time to prepare. Real conversations don't wait. They happen right now, without warning. Today, we train that, not to prepare, not to translate, not to plan the perfect sentence, just to respond. Let's go. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is a complete standalone session. Start right here. The full playlist and schedule are in the pinned comment below whenever you are ready. For everyone who has been here a while, you've already described your day and your life. Today, you react to questions about it without preparation. Whoever you are, today is for you. Here is what today feels like. You won't know what's coming. You won't have time to prepare. That is the whole point. Because real conversations, the ones that happen at work, with friends, with people you've just met, they don't give you preparation time. They just happen. So here is your only job today. Listen, take a breath, and respond. Don't try to be perfect. Don't try to be impressive. Even one simple, honest sentence, that is enough. That is real. Ready? You won't get a countdown. We just start. Level 1. Familiar questions. Short answers. You have heard all of these before. The difference today? No warm-up. I ask, you respond. 2 to 3 seconds. Then go. Hey, how's your day going? Oh, it's going pretty well actually, just a bit busy. Oh, it's going pretty well actually, just a bit busy. Oh, before anything buys you 1 second while still sounding natural, use it every time you need a beat. Just a bit busy, vague but honest. You don't need to explain what you're busy with. The answer is complete. What are you doing right now? Right now, I'm just talking with you and practicing my English. Right now, I'm just talking with you and practicing my English. Right now, at the start, mirrors the question and gives you a natural bridge to the answer. Practicing my English. Honest and a little warm. It shows self-awareness without being awkward. Good. 2 questions, 2 answers, both real. Keep going. Have you eaten yet today? Yeah? I had something earlier. Nothing special, but it was good. Yeah, I had something earlier. Nothing special, but it was good. I had something earlier. Vague, natural, completely fine. You don't need to list what you ate. Nothing special, but it was good. This is real English for ordinary food. Honest. always the right call. Are you busy this week? Hmm. Yeah, a little. It's been a pretty full week. Yeah, a little. It's been a pretty full week. Signals that you're actually thinking about it, not just giving a default answer. That micro pause makes you sound engaged. Pretty full week is one of the most natural answers to Are you busy? 3 words that say everything. What do you usually do in the evenings? Usually, I just try to relax, maybe watch something or read, and get some rest. Usually, I just try to relax, maybe watch something or read, and get some rest. Try to relax. Honest and relatable. It implies the day was full without complaining about it. Get some rest at the end is a natural closing beat for an evening routine description, settled and complete. 5 questions, 5 real answers, all without preparation. Level 2. The questions get more personal now, less predictable. No repeat after your answers. You say it once and move on, just like a real conversation. Trust what comes first. It is usually right. What did you do yesterday evening? Hmm, I think I just stayed home, relaxed a bit, watched something. It was pretty quiet. I think I just stayed home. I think softens it slightly. For casual evenings, this is perfect. You don't need certainty. Pretty quiet. 2 words that close a relaxed evening description. Simple, honest, done. What's something you've been thinking about lately? Honestly, I've been thinking about how to be more consistent and just stay focused on what matters. I've been thinking about. This opener signals reflection. It tells the listener, I am going to say something real. Stay focused on what matters. Vague enough to be personal, specific enough to feel honest. Good. You didn't plan those. You just responded. That is the skill. What's something you've changed your mind about recently? Oh, that's a good one. I think I've changed my mind about how important rest is. I used to think I needed to always be doing something. That's a good one. This buys 2 seconds while showing genuine engagement. Use it whenever a question catches you off guard. I used to think this phrase shows growth. People respond warmly to this kind of honest reflection. Is there something you do now that your past self would be surprised by? Yeah, actually, I think the fact that I'm speaking English like this, my past self would probably be quite surprised. opening with, huh. Yeah, actually, warm, real, slightly self-deprecating. That combination is very natural and likable. Answering about this English journey carries weight because it is genuinely true. The answer is earned. What's something you find harder than most people might expect? Honestly, I think staying consistent is harder than it looks. Like showing up even when you don't feel like it. Harder than it looks. This phrase acknowledges what people might expect, then adds the real truth. Showing up even when you don't feel like it, specific, honest, and universally relatable. It always lands. 5 more. All unplanned. All real. Level 3. No coaching after your answers. I ask, you respond. These questions require a little more from you. You have to think and speak at the same time. Don't wait until you have the full answer ready. Start with the first honest thing that comes and build from there. Why are you learning English? I think because I want to be able to communicate better and feel more confident when I speak. And honestly, I think it's just opened up a lot for me. Starting with I think is not weakness. It is real time thinking made visible. Everyone does this. It sounds human. What would you do if you had a completely free day tomorrow? No responsibilities. Oh, I think I'd probably sleep in a bit, have a really slow morning, and then just do whatever felt right. No plan at all. Whatever felt right. The natural ending for a free day description. It signals I would let it flow. Very relatable. Good. Harder questions. Still answering. That is what matters. What's one thing you want to get better at, and why does it matter to you? I think speaking more naturally without overthinking it, because I know I have more to say than I sometimes manage to get out, and I want to close that gap. Close that gap. A simple metaphor that is honest and forward-looking. It shows awareness and direction. If someone who didn't know you asked what kind of person you are, what would you say? Oh, that's tricky to answer. I think I'd say I'm someone who takes things seriously, but tries not to be too hard on themselves, and who's always trying to get better. Self-description is one of the hardest things in any language. Always trying to get better is humble, honest, and universally appealing. What's something you wish you'd started earlier? Honestly, speaking English more, I think I spent a long time worrying about not being good enough instead of just starting, and I wish I'd started sooner. After 26 days, this answer is true. Say it like you mean it, because you do. 5 pressure questions. 5 real-time answers. You thought and spoke at the same time. That is the hardest thing in a second language. And you just did it 5 times in a row. The rapid response round, day 26's signature section. I ask, you answer immediately. Don't think about what's coming. Don't plan. Just listen. And the moment I stops, your mouth opens. 10 questions, all personal, all real, all unexpected. Go. What do you enjoy most these days? Oh, honestly, just keeping things simple and making progress. React word first, then the honest detail. What's something you want to improve at? I think being more consistent. That's the main one. That's the main one. Clean close. No over-explaining. What made you smile recently? Huh, actually, something small. A message from a friend. Starting with actually buys a beat while sounding warm. What are you looking forward to? Honestly, the weekend, just a bit of quiet time. Vague is fine. Honest is the goal. What's been the best part of your week? Oh, probably this. Yeah, I think this was a good one. You can say probably this, meaning this conversation. It is warm and true. What's something you do to look after yourself? I try to get enough sleep and have some quiet time. I think that makes a difference. I think that makes a difference. Reflective close, natural and honest. What's something that's been on your mind lately? Honestly, just staying on top of things and making the most of my time. No right answer here. Whatever comes is the right answer. How do you feel about where you are right now in life? I think overall pretty okay. There are always things to work on, but I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. Moving in the right direction, honest, forward, looking complete. What's one word you'd use to describe the past month? Honestly, showing up for this and not stopping. That counts. The most honest answer in the round. After 26 days, it is completely true. Halfway there. 5 more. Stay with it. 10 questions, 10 instant answers. All of them unplanned. All of them real. Final round. I ask all 10 back to back. You answer each one immediately. No hints, no stopping. What do you enjoy most these days? What's something you want to improve at? What made you smile recently? What are you looking forward to? What's been the best part of your week? What's something you do to look after yourself? What's something that's been on your mind lately? How do you feel about where you are right now in life? What's one word you'd use to describe the past month? What's something you're proud of right now, today? 10 unplanned answers, back to back. That is real time speaking. Stop. Think about what you just did. You didn't plan. You didn't prepare. You didn't stop and think for too long. You just responded in real time, in English. Think about what that means. Every single question you answered today, you heard it for the first time in that moment. There was no preview, no preparation, no second chance to think. And you answered every single one. That is not a small thing. That is exactly what real conversations feel like. And you can feel it now. And that is day 26. Day 24, you described your day. Day 25, you described your life. Day 26, you responded in real time. Now go to the comments and type. If you answered without overthinking, comment, Day 26 done. I responded in real time. And if you want, tell me one question from today that caught you off guard. What did you say? How did it feel? I read every comment. And if you want to follow the full 30-day journey, the complete playlist and schedule are in the pinned comment below. Now, day 27. Day 26, you responded without planning. Day 27, you handle a difficult moment. Because there is one more situation that most English learners dread, and that is when something goes wrong in a conversation, when you don't understand, when you need more time, when you have to navigate an awkward moment. Day 27, retrain exactly that. See you in day 27. Keep speaking, keep responding. Don't break your streak.